Mm-hmm.
Have fun there.
Testing. Yeah, okay. Ready to go?
Ready to go.
I'm going to tell you about the time that I went to Iran. And it was about a year before the Shah fell and the whole Iranian revolution started. And so after that, it was not even safe for Americans to go there. But the year before that, as a part of a little around the world trip that I was taking, I went to Tehran and stayed in a hotel in Tehran. And there was like a bellboy who worked there who was very friendly to me and offered me his free time to take me around and show me the sights in Tehran. And the first place that he took me to was the Casbah, which is the big sort of ancient shopping mall where you could buy rugs and all other kinds of Iranian or Persian type stuff. And he was pretty well connected, so he sort of got me around into the back of the storefronts where they actually made Persian rugs. And there were just lots of little stalls all set up along, like galleries overlooking an inner court. And guys were sitting in there, squatting in there, working on rugs. And got a close-up look at one of the guys working on the rugs, and it's very painstaking work. And my guide told me that usually they only have a production of maybe 13 rugs or something like that because they go blind from the wool dust. So that was an interesting insight for me to realize that these people are devoted to this venerable old craft of rug making, but they realize that it's also going to diminish their quality of life eventually. And the realization that probably many people in the world, that's how their lives unfold. I also got taken to a what's called a circa, which is a wrestling arena of a kind, where big burly Iranian men first do feats of strength with these giant clubs that are about this long and about that big around and have a handle on them. And they do all of this weird sort of writhing around and demonstrating how strong they are, and then they wrestle with each other. And while I was there, there was a big hubbub going on. And apparently the ambassador from Iraq was there. And this is at the time when Iraq and Iran were constantly having border skirmishes and stuff and fights over oil. So it was kind of a big deal to have the Iraqi ambassador or an official from Iraq actually come in and sit in on the wrestling match. So that was an interesting occurrence, but I didn't realize the significance of any of this at the time because I didn't understand what was underlying the geopolitics of the area. And a year later, the country was taken over in a revolution, in an Islamic revolution, and we all remember the American embassy people who were taken hostage for like a year. And that whole time, all I could think about was how kind this one kid had been to me, how proud he was of his country, how ironically people would stop on the street and practice their English with me because they seemed to love Americans. But we didn't understand at the time that the Shah was actually being propped up by undercover American officials, the CIA and other entities, and the Shah was very oppressive on the Iranian people, and that's what fomented the revolution. So I got a rare glimpse kind of at a time when, a closing window, I guess, for somebody like me, somebody from America to come and be welcomed in Iran and to be shown all of the fine things that the Iranian people and the Persian people have produced throughout history. And it's kind of a shame because I think that Iranians and Americans have a lot in common and could be, you know, very friendly to each other. Don't understand what's going on now. And also, we're wrapping up our tour. The individualist tour is wrapping up tonight here in Yountville. And we're going to experiment with this technology tonight. I have been very much interested in this sort of thing, not simply for purposes of this kind of presentation, but for virtualizing how you present yourself, because in the future it's going to be harder and harder to travel, and finding a substitute way to tour is going to be kind of essential. Maybe this is part of it.